Hey everyone, I'm Andrew, and my goal is to help you make the best decision in buying or selling a house. In my last video, I discussed the economy and the importance of the business cycle. Now I'm going to discuss the economic indicators to look out for so you have a better idea of when the economy may hit a recession. I mention this because there's lots of speculation that a recession is on the horizon, but there are also many others saying the economy will continue thriving. It's been 10 years since the Great Recession, and during the recession, the Fed implemented quantitative easing in order to help the economy get out of recession. And since 2015, they have been reversing all of that. Now, in order to keep this video short, I'm going to focus on two indicators to look out for, which is rising inflation and the inverted yield curve. Since 2015, the Fed funds rate has been rising, and just recently, our economy has finally started growing in terms of GDP and low unemployment. However, with the consequences of 0% interest rates in the past, it's been said an asset bubble has been on the rise along with a credit crisis. Inflation has finally reached 2% and climbing. Should inflation continue to rise and the Fed continue to raise rates, then economic growth can come to an end. But what I find most helpful in looking out for is the yield curve. It's the key indicator on the sentiment on the prospects for economic growth. The yield curve is a graph that charts the amount of money you'll get back if you loan money to the government by buying treasury securities. The yield rate is on the y-axis and the duration of time is on the x-axis. An investor can buy a 2-year note to a 30-year bond. So the longer your loan takes to mature, then generally the bigger interest you get back, which is why the curve is usually at an upward slope. However, there comes a time where the shorter-term treasury notes pay higher yields than the longer-term notes, which makes the yield curve invert. The yield curve has been flattening for some time now, and the 2-year and 10-year spread have been the narrowest since 2007. When the yield curve inverts, it has led to a recession as it has done so since 1975. Luckily, it's been said that it takes about a year or two for the recession to take place once the yield curve inverts. The inverted curve is merely a reaction to a recession. The only difference now from the past is that short-term rates are extremely low. They were much higher because the Fed was much further in advance in the tightening cycle. It's a lot easier for the curve to invert when short-term rates are high. In fact, there are well-known investors that are speculating that the yield curve will actually steepen, and so the inverted yield curve will not occur in the next recession. This is important to understand so you can measure your risk by noticing the warning signs. So if you're a homeowner about to sell your home and you see little to no warning signs, that's much better than seeing multiple warning signs and putting yourself at risk should the economy fall. I hope this helps, and I'm happy to explain more of this to you. So just visit my website at andrewvargas.com. Happy buying and selling.